You doing well. Happy Hump Day. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to your wellness work break. How are you? How are your stress levels today? Share with me in the chat how your stress levels are today. Are you feeling stressed out? Are you feeling relaxed? This is the middle of the work week. Are you burnt out already? Are you uh, rushing to get to Friday? Are you enjoying your day, enjoying yourself, enjoying the work? I have about 11:59. And so just share with me how your stress levels are. We'll give people a minute or two to come in. It's about 12:30 now. So we'll give people about a minute to come in, and we'll talk about stress management, and we'll talk about a technique kind of like the king or the foundation of stress management. We'll talk about that today. So, yeah, I'm feeling excited today. I did some breathing, deep breathing earlier today. So I'm feeling pretty good and in the zone. How about you? How are you feeling today? Okay, I have 12:01. So let's go ahead and get started. So welcome, work life warriors. Welcome to your wellness work break. I am Abney Davenport. I teach stress management. I show people how to utilize fun management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that they're happier, healthier, and well balanced. I use over 50 tools, tips, tricks, and techniques to manage stress. And today we're going to talk about the king of stress management, which is breathing, right? Breathing is a necessity of life that most of us take for granted. It is something that we do without even thinking about it, yet it is so vital to our life, to our existence, that it's easy to take for granted, right? Stress is feeling out of control instead of inner peace. And when we're stressed out, our breathing is the first thing impacted. Our breathing rhythm changes under distress. Poor breathing habits diminish the flow of any of your body gases to and from your body, making it harder for you to cope with stressful situations. Improper breathing contributes to anxiety, panic attacks, depression, muscle tension, headaches, and fatigue. If an insufficient amount of air reaches your lungs, your blood is not properly oxygenated, and your heart rate and muscle tension increases, and your stress response is turned on. An anxious person usually takes tiny, shallow breaths, moving um, air in and out their lungs via their shoulders rather their diaphragm. This type of breathing throws off the body's gas equilibrium. Shallow overbreathing, also known as hyperventilation, can amplify anxiety symptoms by increasing physical stress symptoms. Some of these sensations can be alleviated by controlling your breathing or by practicing deep breathing. And I believe all of them can be alleviated by practicing deep breathing. Learning to be aware of our breathing by practicing slowing and normalizing our breathing, it quiets our mind and our body begins to relax. Breathing awareness and good breathing habits will enhance our physiological and physical well being, whether we practice them alone or in combination with other relaxation techniques like meditation, yoga, reading, walking. When you inhale, the air is drawn in through your nose, where it's warm to body temperature, humidify, and partially cleanse. Your diaphragm is a sheet like muscle separating the lungs and the abdomen, and it facilitates your body by expanding and contracting as you breathe in and out. With each breath of air, you obtain oxygen and release the waste product, carbon dioxide. So when you breathe, there are typically two types of breathing patterns. So the first one is chest or thoracic breathing, and it's often associated with anxiety or other emotional distress. It is common in people who wear restrictive clothing, sedentary or stressful lives, and also in our society because we're taught to like stand straight with our shoulders back and our suck our stomach in, and that type of breathing or that even standing that way or that type of posture forces you to breathe with your chest. So thoracic breathing, right? And that is not the type of breathing that we should do, although that is the most common type of breathing. Most people in the world breathe through their chest, and through breathing thoracically, it impacts again your shoulder and your neck, which again is one of the common spots that people hold their stress in their neck or their shoulders because you breathe with your shoulders, chest, or thoracic breathing. The second type of breathing is abdominal or diaphragmic breathing. So we talked about what the diaphragm is. It's the sheet-like muscle that separates your lung from your abdomen. Abdominal breathing is how we breathe naturally when we were newborn babies. Just think about when you set a newborn baby in this crib. You see, especially on its back, you see its stomach rise up and down as it breathes. The air is drawn deep into the lungs and exhale as the diaphragm contracts and expands. Breathing is even and non constricting. The respiratory system can do its job of producing energy from oxygen and removing waste products. So let's just take a poll really quickly on how you're breathing. So I know when I first started to research stress management, and breathing was a big part of that. And I started to learn that there were different types of breathing. And I began to watch my own breathing. I realized that I was breathing with my chest as well, that I was not getting air deep into my abdomen, which was causing so many other conditions like from digestive conditions, concentration and focus problems, emotional problems, because and then lack of clarity. My brain wasn't firing as quickly, and that was just because I wasn't taking in enough oxygen. And the more oxygen you take in, the more your body can work optimally, right? So let's just take a poll. How are you breathing? We're going to just sit here for about 30 seconds and notice that when you breathe, do your shoulders go up and down mostly, or do your belly go in and out? Now we want to get to the point where we're practicing diaphragmic breathing, but let's just see where we are right now. So just sit straight up in your chair and just kind of listen to your breathing and just see if your shoulders are going up and down when you breathe, or if your stomach is moving more than your shoulders. So, as you can see, again, it's not that one will completely like your shoulders won't move at all, your chest won't move at all. It just means that your belly moves more than your chest. And when I breathe now, because I've did the work to wire my breathing to move it outside of my chest and into my diaphragm, I breathe from my diaphragm mostly. And because I practice deep breathing often, now I kind of naturally just breathe. Practice diaphragmic breathing. So, by increasing awareness of your own breathing patterns and shifting to more abdominal breathing, which is what I learned to do, you can reduce the muscle tension and anxiety present with stress related symptoms or thoughts. Diaphragmic breathing is the easiest way of eliciting a relaxation response. So, hear what I'm saying. If most of the population breathes in their chest and breathes practice chest or thoracic breathing where their shoulders rise up and down, and it is known to be paired with anxiety or emotion related um, problems or diseases or illnesses or health concerns, right? And it means that you're constantly in a state of stress breathing that way because you're not getting enough oxygen throughout your body. It means that your body is always in a constant state of stress and cannot function optimally, right? Diaphragmatic breathing is the easiest way to elicit the relaxation response. So, while most people are always feeling stressed out because of how they're breathing, just shifting to diaphragmatic breathing is a way of eliciting the relaxation response, which means that you will automatically be more relaxed than stressed. So the way you breathing is contributing to how stressed out or not stressed out you are. And just that simple shift in going from chest to or thoracic breathing to diaphragmatic breathing will elicit a relaxation response. So that in itself is so beneficial. And that's what makes breathing the king of stress management. You want to make sure that at all times your breathing is even and non-constrictive because it impacts your health and well-being. And if you can learn how to breathe through your diaphragm instead of just through your chest, it has so many benefits. And it's not hard to do. It just takes a little bit of mindfulness training, to be mindful, and then also take some deep breathing in within your mindfulness training. So with mindfulness, it's about being in the present moment, and most stress comes from thinking about the past or worrying about the future. So when you are in the present moment, when all of your attention is focused on your deep breathing, there isn't any room for anything else to enter. So that's why practicing diaphragmatic breathing and practicing mindfulness and deep breathing all in combination will help you to be less stressed, right? It is so important to use breathing before you try any other technique, because breathing itself can elicit either the stress response or the relaxation response. And so we're going to do maybe about three exercises to three small breathing exercises, small deep breathing exercises to kind of get you centered, engaged, and in this present moment so that we can start to make the shift into breathing more from your diaphragm so that you can get the health and well benefits from it. So I like to do this within 15 minutes. And we have about 3 minutes left. So I just want to go ahead, get through about three exercises with you, and then kind of wrap it up. So the first one we're going to do is just sit straight up into our chair. We're going to plant our feet on the ground and listen to our breathing. We're going to focus on listening to our breathing for a whole minute. And what we want to do is see if our breathing is robust or shallow. So we want to see when we inhale, are we taking in a lot of oxygen? Is it getting all the way in our body, deep within our body, and are we releasing or exhaling that same amount? So let's just listen to our breathing and see if it's robust or shallow. Okay. So it's robust when your inhale is the same count or more than your exhale. It's shallow when you can inhale and exhale very quickly, which is like, that's kind of what we talked about, the hyperventilating. So we want to make sure that even if we're right now, if we breathe through our chest, we want to make sure that we're still getting a lot of oxygen. You want to make sure that your breathing is robust. The next exercise we're going to try is sit straight up in your chair, plant your feet, inhale Feel the breath in your lower abdomen as you inhale. And what I mean is feel the air coming through your nostrils, down your throat, in your chest, into your abdomen. Pause for a moment. How does it feel in there? Ignite your senses and then exhale and feel it as it come out of your belly, back up through your chest, throat, and out of your lips. Once it goes out of your lips, I want you to take a mindful moment and think about go into the present moment and think about what you smell, what you hear, what you see, what you taste, what you feel, what surrounds you. So it's so important to do it in that combination of doing a deep breath, being aware of all that you're inhaling, feel it inside you, feel it as you exhale out, and then tune into the environment that you're in, and then see what ignites your senses. Ready? Go. Smells like vanilla. I hear the birds chirping. Tastes like toothpaste because I brush my teeth. Feels a little chilly. Okay, and the last exercise we're going to do today before we wrap it up. So we're going to do a little sigh breathing. So sit straight up in your chair, plant your feet, and we're going to inhale naturally. We're going to take in as much air as we can, and we're going to let our shoulders rise as we inhale. And then we're going to sigh deeply. We're going to let out a big sigh and push out all of that air. Let it rush out your lungs, right? So we're going to do maybe 3 to 5 of these, and then we'll do a little wrap up. Okay, ready? Sit straight up in your chair, plant your feet. Now remember, as you inhale, let your shoulders rise with you, and we're going to do a deep sigh to get the air out. Ready? Last one. Make it a big one. Make it a deep one. Ready? How do you feel? Yes, write in the comments. How do you feel? After our 3 breathing sessions, how do you feel? Do you feel a little bit more relaxed? Do you feel grounded? One of the greatest thing about using breathing to reduce stress is that you can practice it anywhere, anytime. There's so many ways to incorporate breathing into your most stressful moments. It's not hard. It doesn't take a lot of know-how. You just have to be mindful and practice mindfulness and use breathing as a stress management technique. So I hope this helps, work life warriors. I do this every Wednesday at noon. So join me every Wednesday at noon. We do the wellness work break, which is normally a breathing exercise for 10 to 15 minutes. On Fridays, we do Fun Funny Fridays. So I do laughter yoga for about 15 to 20 minutes at noon. On Mondays, I give a stress management topic of the week. As mentioned, I teach stress management. I show people how to utilize fund management solutions to decrease stress and counter burnout so that they're happier, healthier, and well balanced. I use over 50 tools, tips, and techniques to manage stress. And so on Mondays at noon, I give a new tip, trick, tool, or technique each week. So join me Mondays at noon to find out what the solution of the week is. You can also join me on Sundays at Shelly Lake for some laughter yoga at 9 to 12. I have Grown Ups Gone Wild on in June, one in June, and one in July. And then also, if you would like to learn more about the 50 tools, tricks, tips, and techniques I use to manage stress, I host stress management fun shops monthly. The next one is August the 20th. Check out my social media for discount. Check out my social media for information, and you can also check out my website and LinkedIn. If you have any questions for me, feel free to contact me, put in this chat anything that you want to know or any topic that you want to hear about. Let me know if this helps. I want to go ahead and respect your time. At this point, we've been on about 20 minutes, and I want you to still have a little bit time. If this is your lunch hour or your break, I still want you to have a little bit time where you can just be in quiet and ground yourself. So, again, I hope this helps. The world will stress you out, so it's up to you to manage your stress. It is your responsibility. And so go out of your way to bring in the peace and joy and love and all of the yummy things that you want. It's up to you to bring it in and insert it into your life and demand it and practice it. So I hope this helps, Work Life Warriors. I will see you in 2 days on Friday. Have a great day. Hope day.